Whew. It has been a really long day, Shy. Thank you so much for driving me home. I know it's going to be a ridiculously long drive, but I am so jet lagged and I really, really appreciate it. Trying to buy another plane ticket out to California would be just a headache, so I appreciate it.
I tried to allow it, but you wouldn't do it.
Jeez. I mean, she offered and she doesn't like flying, so I mean, I figure this works for everybody. I don't have to spend a bunch of money on another plane ticket and have an awkward flight home, and I get to spend quality time with all my friends. Yeah, I'm a
Fair
little
enough.
tired, I'm a little jet lagged, but it's fine. This works out better.
You raise a good point. But okay.
Yeah, I do.
So how has everyone been this fine vacation weekend out of Canada?
Well, aside from being incredibly jet lagged and it being like 7 in the morning, it's about as good as it's gonna get.
You can get your seatbelt on, man.
Hey, I've already got my
I got mine.
seatbelt on.
Oh man, I'm from California. I believe in living dangerously. All right, but
Put your
believe-
seatbelts on.
for the sake of Shy not getting a ticket. I'll tell you.
You believe in getting ejected from the fucking vehicle if there's an accident.
I believe in Shy.
You
guys see
assume
this?
that there's
You don't
gonna
see
be-
No,
this
Shy
sick
isn't the issue. Shy isn't the issue. It's all the other drivers on the road.
It's fine, but you see this Impala? I feel like I need like a scotch and a cigarette with this thing.
Yeah, it's a classic.
You
Pretty nice in here.
were scared of my car when I drove us around TwitchCon that one
Well-
weekend.
Yeah, but I can hear the engine of this Impala. You know, this old bird roars. Like your little hybrid whatever, you can't tell that the goddamn thing is on. Like you hit the accelerator on that thing, nothing. No sound, and you just start. It's the freakiest thing ever. Like she would start backing out of a parking spot, and I would panic because I would assume that she just let go of the brake, and we're just free rolling backwards because I don't hear an engine.
Being quiet means it's efficient.
It's unsettling, is what it is. It's
Also,
unsettling.
it probably means that car has a lot more crumple zones and safety features than a 1970s Impala.
Strangely enough, my car actually smelled pretty clean and was like really smooth in the back seat.
Oh yeah, like I can say nothing about the cleanliness and all that, but it's an unsettling thing. In 2019, being in like a quiet hybrid, it's unsettling when you're so
just
used to
weird,
always
it really
hearing the
is.
roar. Mhm.
Anyway, how have the rest of you been?
Not too many things going on.
It's early, man. It's too early.
Too
normally-
early to think about what you've been doing lately. Fair enough.
I've been playing
Oh, yeah.
a few games here and there, kind of going back and forth between Origami, Destiny 2 when I have somebody else to play with, and I actually got back into Binding of Isaac.
Oh,
I don't
Yeah.
think, aside from Destiny 2, I don't think I've played any of those games.
I played Binding of Isaac. The original was based on a Flash game. The new one, Rebirth, is actually quite good. And there's a
Yeah.
lot of DLC for it.
There are some imageries in. Oh, look, we're leaving New York right now. There's some imageries in Binding of Isaac that are a bit not so subtle.
There's kind of a lot of gross out stuff, yeah.
And
It's something
Norm
that's
is
always been
really-
on.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's something that's always been on my playlist. Is it something you can recommend?
If you're into roguelikes, yes, there is a myriad of things to unlock. We're talking like over 400 achievements and hundreds of items. It takes a lot of references from pop culture and other video games. So, let me think of a good example. The troll face, the troll meme. Occasionally there will be these little bombs which appear to troll you, and they have that face printed on it. So it takes memes and references.
That
Those were in the
sounds-
original Binding of Isaac as well.
Yeah.
It's something I've always wanted to play, just never got really around to doing it.
It also takes a few design plays from other games, like older games. For instance, the presentation and the view of it has like a kind of top-down single room perspective. Think Zelda 1, if you will, where it's like you've got the 4 doors in left, right, up, down directions.
There are a
And
couple
the-
of Zelda references, like the I Am Error Room.
That's true.
Yeah, I've only ever seen like streamers play it, and I've only like watched them do it for like a couple seconds. So I've never actually gotten into Binding of Isaac.
Sorry, I think I interrupted you, by the way.
Ah, it's fine. I was just saying
Roz, I think I interrupted Roz.
No. I was just gonna add to that as well. But the other game that I was getting into was Origami, because I was playing Sekiro, and the game's all about stealth. It's Dark Souls, but with stealth. And because I was getting so into the stealth, I kind of honed my ability to play stealth in other games. So... Oh look, Washington.
Washington,
How about that?
D.C.
these are all places I've never been to. I was in New York for like a cup of coffee before Shy picked me up, and then we're already gone. And it's like I've never been to Washington either, and this is like
I've
a
been to
road trip
Washington.
of places I've never been, because this is like the DK doesn't get out road trip.
Wow. I've been to Washington in the Division 2. Does that count?
No, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. But
Why?
I've dumped way too many hours into Division 2. Actually, I need to get back into it. Ever since
Blaze, can you
That
hand me like
new,
an OJ?
ever since
Pardon?
that World 5 thing came out, I
Can
haven't
you hand me
really-
like an OJ or something, Blaze?
Yeah, I haven't really either. Sorry.
Oh, we have snacks. You guys don't have like
Yeah.
a cooler up there?
I put a cooler
I'll
like
say
in the back seat.
Oh,
No,
I
I mean,
didn't
we're
notice.
so cramped
Sure, let me
back
just
there.
rummage through here for that.
Sorry, I've got my feet up on it. You didn't see it.
Anyway, ever since World 5 came out, I haven't played much
Thank you.
Division 2. but,
You're welcome.
Division 2 is a nice distraction from like our usual Warframe shtick. I know everybody complains about like the bullet spongy enemies, but I don't know, that's like actually refreshing after coming from a game where like you one-shot everything with the press of literally one button, and everything is like sort of realistic. I know it's not exactly realistic because there's still crazy ass drones that spew fire, but I don't know. I enjoy Division 2. I wanna get back into it, but
Not
think the-
realistic. You empty a magazine into somebody's face and he only loses his armor. Who'd have thunk it?
I said it wasn't exactly realistic, okay? But it's
Wow.
more realistic than fucking space ninjas and content I mean,
Wow.
We've only been on the road for a little while and we're already throwing shade.
well, I mean,
It's gonna be a
that's-
long journey.
I mean, look who's in the car. Throwing shade is like our job's profession. Like
As long as it's done in good humor, it's fine.
as I was gonna say, as long as it's done. Period. Like.
I think
What have you
the
been
bullet
playing?
spongy thing for the Division is just like, I don't know. You kind of need. There's only like one kind of viable build at the moment. It needs to be a little bit more balanced. I
Is there
think
really
so.
only like one viable build? Like I said, I've only gotten up to like World 3, maybe 4. So I still feel like I have enough wiggle room to like do whatever.
Yeah, the
it's-
skills are all kind of. They're not very good. The damage talents are just way too strong right now, and that's the only way to get past the bullet sponge at the top, like the top tier. So there's only really one kind of viable build. They kind of need to like bring everything down, look at the scaling, look at the skills. Like I think they're going the wrong direction with some things, like the weapon attachments. I don't like how much they dumb that down. I much preferred the actually having a choice that had drawbacks. Player choice is a good thing.
You know, you bringing up that issue kind of is a little bit hilarious. Enemy scaling and armor. That sounds like a familiar problem.
Oh boy.
I don't know anything about that. I've never seen that in a video game.
There's a can of worms. I didn't realize we had worm cans in the cooler too. I didn't realize that's something we packed.
I did.
I was going fishing later. Sorry about that.
I did pack some of those little gummy worms just for the sake of having like a sweet sour snack.
Hey,
do you have any mint?
Sweet.
But
let's see.
Of, like bullet sponges and things like that. I'm never sure how I feel about it because I don't know. As I'm playing Binding of Isaac, there's some bosses whose health
I don't see any mint, sorry.
freaking ridiculous. And it's like, oh my god, why do you have this much health? This doesn't feel good. God damn it. Ugh! And instead, I always think back to like older games where they're not bullet spongy. They just have more really erratic patterns. A good example of the... Go ahead.
We're coming up on Mississippi.
Oh, good. Journeying through the South.
Am
Don't make fun of us Southerners because we'll cut your goddamn pimp's heart out.
I was going to see if anyone could spell that.
Yeah.
Without looking at the road sign.
I don't know how, but like when I was a kid, that's how they taught it to us. There was like this little jingle with a tune that was MISSISSIPPI.
Did you just say 3 S's in there?
No.
Actually,
Yes,
about
he did.
what is it, 4?
I was trying to cover for him.
Well, I was close. It's fine.
Anyway. Go ahead.
In terms of enemies, I like ones that require some player skill. That's why, I mean, I've never got into Souls and like Sekiro and stuff, but I imagine that's that kind of thing. But I'm playing Shadow of War at the moment, the Lord of the Rings game, and like a lot of the bosses have their own like things that they're vulnerable to and things that they're immune to and stuff like that, and it means you change up your tactics. But without them just being insane bullet sponges or arrow sponges.
Yeah, the Nemesis system was really, really cool.
Did they fix that loot box thing that everybody was pissed off about?
I think they removed them, although it kind of fucked up the game balance for a while.
I was gonna say they kind of fucked up their own release with that whole loot box thing because everyone's like, ugh, I'm not gonna buy that, and they're just gonna loot box me to death.
Yeah, I never bought it because of it.
I guess you could be EA and claim that you're the savior of all this thing when you actually created the problem in the first place.
Hey, here's a problem we created. Here's the solution. You're welcome.
We're the solution.
That being said, EA is evil, but still anxious for the new Star Wars game that they're doing. Well, that Respawn is doing. And it's because it's Respawn that I'm like, it'll probably be okay.
Well,
it's
like, Respawn made Titanfall games, and they also made Apex Legends, which are ostensibly really well received.
They're all really good games. Like, really, really good games.
That said, it's EA, and their track record with Star Wars games going back a few games hasn't been too strong.
Yeah,
so...
Yep. Loot boxes is gambling.
So the new game is actually supposed to be, it's about, like, the fall of the Jedi Order, and some kid in the new Empire finds out about Order 66. And I guess he finds out that Jedi maybe were trying to bring balance to the Republic, and Palpatine grabbed power or something. And I guess he goes rogue. Dude, check out Mississippi River.
Look at the boats! Look at the boats!
Cool. Damn, that's a big river.
Oh god, yeah. This shit's huge.
Oh boy.
Like, this is the river that they're always talking about in Oregon Trail, that really old fuck video game, where it's like
Do you choose to ford the river, and then...
The river is 3,000 feet long, and it's 28 feet deep. Do you choose to ford it?
Yes. You lost
could
all your
possibly go
horses,
wrong?
and 7 of you died. Aw.
Dying of dysentery.
There goes my run. There goes my no death run. I wonder if anybody's
I've
done like crazy Oregon Trail like no death runs and shit like that. Actually,
That'd be pretty
is Oregon
difficult.
Trail even still relevant? I would assume not.
It's relevant in
It's a historical game.
context.
Oof. Hearing
Like,
it
play
being
Oregon
called a
Trail
historical
and
game.
well,
It's
play
so
Oregon
cool.
Trail, and if you have a lot of people die of dysentery or break an arm, or it's just nothing but bad things after another, that is a historical account for what would happen during the Oregon Trail or the Gold
Mhm.
Rush. Like, that was a normal thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Healthcare and sanitation were not a big thing back then. Like, it was
Right.
only during World War II that we discovered penicillin.
Well, and that was discovered on accident, wasn't it?
Yeah, it
Because
was.
someone left something out to mold, and they're like, "Hey, how'd this mold get here?" And penicillin.
Yeah, they left a petri dish out and some random mold started growing.
And it
And
just happens
somehow-
to be that mold that can produce an antibiotic
Yep.
instead of some other random mold that would probably kill you.
You got your peanut butter in my chocolate. No, you got your chocolate in my peanut butter.
Oh, I think what it was is that there was a petri dish sample of bacteria or something, and there was mold, and the scientists noted that around the mold the bacteria were dead. Like there were no bacteria around the mold. So they investigated
the
that.
Midwest is nothing but corn and plains. That John Denver's full of shit.
What?
I
what
heard you
college
liked
team-
corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup in everything.
What college around here has the team the Cornhuskers? What does anybody know?
Corn
Raj,
huskers.
you'd be the only one to
Wow.
know. Like, I don't
Iowa
think
State University, I think.
Is it? Okay.
No.
I know there's oh, come on, man. There's a team that's it's the
Iowa
something,
State
something
University is the
Cornhuskers.
Cyclones. That was my father's university.
Somebody's got to have a phone that they can Google this on, right?
Let's see.
Mine's in
Do I-
my
do I
bag.
have-
I think
Oh,
it's
wait.
Nebraska. Yeah,
Ma-
it is Nebraska because we
I
was
thinking
realized
it might be Nebraska, but I wasn't sure.
I forgot to pick up a SIM card for like the US. I would rack up so many fucking roaming charges if I used mine. I'm still on a UK SIM.
I mean, good luck getting a signal out here.
Yeah. In the middle of bumfuck
My
nowhere.
Yeah, I know, right?
my
That's the
mobile
scary
plan.
thing about driving through this area. It's like if you got kind of lost on a starless night, look
you'd
at
be
the
fucked.
fact that there is just nothing in both directions. Holy shit.
You'd be absolutely wrecked. But my mobile plan actually roams with me. So if I'm in like the UK, I can still use like 4G and not get charged any extra.
That's pretty handy.
That's very nice.
Speaking of Respawn, I actually have bought like Titanfall 2 it was on sale for like really cheap on Amazon, but I've not yet really gotten around to playing it. There are a lot of games I haven't gotten around to playing because I'm a nerd and I need to be careful about my money and shit.
Welcome to
I-
how all of us function with a Steam account.
Yeah.
I have all these games,
Yeah.
and I just haven't gotten around to playing them.
Yeah, I have a few games like that. A lot of games I end up picking as part of a pack that I only cared about 1 or 2 games from. I have been playing a lot of Pokemon lately. I've been talking about that on Twitter a while ago. Just trying to get things ready for some plans. Because
Sword or
I want
Shield?
to... I'm still not really sure. I want to go with Sword because Swords, but then again, I wonder if Shield would be sort of the version that wouldn't be picked up as much, so I don't know.
Scimitar.
Well, they haven't-
Saber.
Spear.
Shut up, Roz. It's only
How-
Sword and Shield.
Halberd.
It's S words. S words.
I'll
That's
take
Doc.
swords for 500.
You got it.
I did.
Thanks,
But,
DK.
Yep. What was I gonna say? Something about Pokemon. Oh right, they haven't revealed like the legendaries and exclusive for each one yet, so it's kind of hard to figure out which one you want to get.
Yeah, they just revealed the starters last I knew, and they all look pretty nice. Well, I'm not such a fan of the monkey, but Scorbunny and Sobble seem good.
No love for
is
Chimchar.
light, dude. Score Bunny is life. Those other two look dumb to me. I don't know.
Chimchar, flaming turd attack.
Oh, bloody hell. But no, Chimchar was actually fine, and it was before, well, it was the second firefighting in a row, which, it wasn't too bad. But then Tepig came out, and Embor was another fucking firefighting type, and we all got sick of it.
I'm telling you, Score Bunny's gonna turn into a karate firefighting bunny.
Please, no.
You know it. You know it.
No, not again.
That's what it's gonna be.
It's gonna be a fire fairy. Just watch.
Fire Fairy,
could
I'd
be.
be okay with that.
I'd be alright with that. I'd be okay with that. I've determined I'm getting whichever version Shy isn't. That way, like, if there are exclusives, I can trade off to Shy, and she can trade off to me, and we can dex it
I was
out.
kind of thinking of the same idea.
Yeah. So, and then like we can swap legendaries, so we can it'd be cool. And I can
Lots and
there's
lots of
forests in the
trees.
area.
How is there still
Whoa.
nothing around? What is going on here?
What a weird thing to see in America is foresty greens. Usually it's
America-
all been bulldozed
America-
over for parking lots and strip malls.
America
Wow.
is geographically vast, though. There's a lot of area in the Americas that haven't really been inhabited yet.
The US of A, where we have literally every climate on the planet in one.
Mhm.
Just come to the UK, like you move 5 minutes and then you'll go to another city. It's ridiculous. There's no bumfuck nowhere in the UK. It's just town, 5 minute town, 5 minutes.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's
I guess
it's a leftover from, you know, while we were still developing as a nation throughout the years. So we used pretty much all of the space we could for farmland and for farming timber and stuff.
And then we built on the floodplains and wonder why it floods.
Imagine that.
I wonder why.
That's like celebrities that move to Malibu. It's this place in California, and every time there's a wildfire, Malibu gets like burnt to the ground, and they keep rebuilding there like they think something different is gonna happen. It's is the view of the ocean so important that in the last, I want to say 10 years, Malibu's been on fire like 8 times. It's
With
like,
the
why
sea
keep moving?
air and the moisture in the air, you'd think that everything would be much less flammable.
You would think it would never catch fire, but it's like the first place that just lights up, and it just
I guess
catches
nature
the
realized that all the celebrity bullshit really needs to be burned to the ground, but we as humans just aren't getting it.
Mother Nature's got to do it for us.
That's the thing about California too. Everybody's like, "Oh my God, you live in California? How do you deal with all the earthquakes?" It's like we haven't had, in my lifetime, I can remember one major earthquake that was actually like dangerous and devastating.
Yeah, earthquakes
can-
don't happen that frequently.
They really
Actually,
well.
they
If you're in
do.
Japan, they happen all the fucking. Well, they do, but they're not major, and you can barely even tell they happen.
Bingo. We have earthquakes literally all the fucking
Yeah.
time.
Mhm.
It's just that they are so
minor.
microtesimal, you can't tell that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd
Or
need
even
like
having one.
scientific Richter scales to tell.
What we do deal with is fucking wildfires and mudslides. That's what.
Yeah.
That's what California gets fucked over by is wildfires and mudslides.
California's on fire. Take a shot.
Yeah, you'd be so drunk, dude. I think it's probably on fire somewhere right now. I don't know.
That seems to be pretty much every year that we hear it.
Has anyone heard
It's
about
amazing,
the,
like, in the UK we have like tiny little earthquakes every now and again, and like if anyone even vaguely feels it, then like it's national news. It's crazy.
I was actually
I
gonna bring
actually
up,
didn't even know.
Yeah,
did
like, there
anyone
was
hear
one-
about an aftermath for the Notre Dame Cathedral.
Oh right, yeah, I heard about that. That's tragic.
I
Yeah.
heard they were planning on like trying to restore it and
Well, it's less
rebuild it?
restoration and more rebuilding because all
Well,
of the
they
timber is
literally
gone.
called it a restoration. That's what they called it in the news. So I don't know the
I guess.
technical term. They're like, so they're trying to restore it. They're not. I mean, maybe they don't have the original pieces, but they can rebuild it and make it look something like it used to. As far as I heard, I don't know what the progress on that is, but I heard they were working to get it at least looking somewhat like it used to.
It was
Well,
with the with the cathedral thing. It was pretty cool of you the Ubisoft to like give away Assassin's Creed to like for a couple of days.
I mean, the cynic in me thinks it's just free PR, but then again, a nice thing is a nice thing. So don't look at a gift horse in the mouth, I suppose.
I mean, they did a lot of work. Like the like level designers and stuff did a whole ton of work on the cathedrals. It was just as much a shout out to them as it was to anything else.
I was gonna say, on the note of not looking a gift horse in the mouth, anyone heard about the PS5 specs being released?
Nope.
No.
All I heard was it was going to have a solid state drive, and everybody's losing their mind about that because why is it taking so long for SSD? And then
Well, you could
some
always
kinda
put an
AMD
SSD into an existing console.
Sure, but everybody thought it should come with the console. You're paying like what, upwards of $400 for it. You can put a fucking solid state drive in. I'm not really tech savvy, so it, up until now it's kind of gone over my head. But, yeah.
So apparently, like, the PS5's announcement was really flown under the radar, comparatively speaking. Like in the past, all they did was tout it at E3 and other garbage. This time, it was like released in a quiet interview, and all they released were the tech specs of it.
Oh, was it an actual release? I was under the assumption that somebody just fucking leaked it. Like everything else in this industry, it just gets leaked early. I didn't even realize there was like an interview.
No, somebody was talking to, I think it was some UK place, and then it made it to Forbes. But, apparently it's gonna have, cloud-based gaming, that sort of thing, which everyone is all the rate for these days.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully
Can't
it's
say I'm too excited.
optional. Hopefully it's optional.
Last thing I want. Remember when Google was trying to advertise its freaking cloud-based OS?
No, I don't.
I do
Probably
not.
for the
I
best.
don't
And
remember
that is
that.
a lot of fucking sand. Holy hell.
It's getting hot in here. Can we
Remember-
open a window?
Why do you have the window open? We're going through the fucking desert.
I
Yeah,
wanted
big
some
cooler
air.
air, man.
Jeez.
It's getting
I-
stuffy in here. There's 4 of us crammed into the back, and I've got my feet up on the cooler.
Arid, dry air with 4 fatties in the car. No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
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 You can eat my dick. But yeah, you need to crank up that air conditioning because it's.
Does a car this old even have air conditioning?
I hope so. I maybe.
Well,
Like, okay, I'm not getting
I'm
to aircon.
kind of in the middle.
Well-
Are there power windows? Are you guys cranking that shit?
Power Windows, that sounds like a Rush album.
it's probably the old. It's probably, I don't know. Just hope
Got a
that we
little
don't end
wind
up
up.
breaking down around here, because fun fact, because of how exposed the desert is, it actually becomes extremely cold at night. So hey, if you're too hot, just wait for a while. You'll end up freezing to death instead.
That is true. Once nightfall hits, it's no fun. It is no fun.
Depends on the type of desert. Like, if we're in a desert that's just like the absence of everything, there isn't a guarantee that it will get freezing. But if you're in a region like sand, where there's a lot of light reflection on the ground, then the ground itself doesn't absorb any heat, and it will just be freezing cold air all night.
That's a good enough point. Yeah.
Also, careful about the winds, because if that sand, I've driven through Las Vegas before, and there's just a bunch of deserts around, and the sand will actually like kick up onto the road, and it'll get all up in your engine. And having an engine full of sand is the last thing you want to have.
How would
It's
you
also
even
a pain
fix
as a
that?
drive-through. Stop at a gas station and just blow air and pray, I guess.
Pray that it
Run a
didn't end
vacuum.
up getting into the cylinders, huh?
Just
Mhm.
use the
Pretty
tire, like the air machine.
Use the
tire
tire,
air machine.
exactly.
New Mexico,
Mhm.
Hare Krishna.
What?
Doing a little New Mexico jingle.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, whatever. I'm not judging.
The most I know about... No, it's not Arizona. Is it Arizona? The state?
No. Santa Fe is in New Mexico.
No, I mean Las Vegas. Is that the state?
Nevada.
Nevada, right. Right, Las Vegas, okay. The only thing I know about Nevada is from Fallout New Vegas, which is definitely not an accurate representation. But,
Well,
I mean, this Fallout New Vegas is a fantastic game.
I don't
What
know.
about-
Gang
I took that as
warfare, the
1-to-1.
mobsters. Seems pretty accurate to me.
Oof.
I've only been to Vegas like twice though, and so I didn't really see the super seedy stuff. I mean, I think I was on the Strip once, but I went there for like weddings and shit. People love to get married in Vegas. It's a nightmare. Everybody smokes like a chimney in those casinos.
It's 'cause it's legal.
Yeah.
And yet it's advertised as a family place.
Oh god, no.
Yeah, a family
Yeah,
place.
right.
A family
Well-
place with gambling everywhere.
True, but they advertise all the shows and stuff like that. Like it's not all gambling. That is definitely
Yeah,
the
that's
focal
true.
point
Like-
for sure.
I know Penn and Teller have had shows. There's the Blue Man Group. They're pretty well known.
A lot of comedy acts do their shows in Vegas, mostly because it's mostly adults, and the only people who are going to get that type of humor are going to be the same people, or at least the age of gambling.
Mhm. Also, what happened in Vegas does not stay in Vegas. Don't believe the commercials. That is a bald-faced lie. Vegas
Especially if-
Tourism Board or whoever does that shit.
That
Well-
sounds like the voice of experience to me.
Yeah,
Hey,
going in,
that-
going in,
I-
yeah, blowing all your savings and going into debt in Vegas is definitely not going to just stay in Vegas.
Look,
That shit's gonna follow
Clark
you.
Griswold just wanted to give a good time for his family, and he didn't exactly know how.
Clark Griswold. Jesus Christ. You're really reaching way back in the time machine.
I have no idea who that even is.
Fuck.
Seen
I'm old.
Vacation?
Yeah, he was the Vacation series.
You never seen Vacation with Clark Griswold and the no?
No, never heard of it.
Oh,
man.
it's a good show, or it's a good series, rather.
You need to enrich your life and watch the Vacation series. National Lampoons, right?
Yes.
Get
Never watched it
some
myself.
Culture. Both of you need culture. They're both uncultured swine. I can't believe I'm sitting this close. Jeez. Gonna catch.
I mean, you couldn't get any closer, could you?
That's true. That's true. Guy has us crammed in here like fucking. Like, I mean, did you rent this? Is this yours? Like, you couldn't get like I mean, yeah, maybe a more spacious car. No.
Sure. Why don't we just get a limousine and I can chauffeur your ass around?
Hey, look, no one said it had to be a limo, but I mean, you know, a normal sized, like, sedan or something, or a crossover. I mean, it you know, it's like an old school Impala. Like, what was she expecting to chauffeur some Smurfs? Like,
I think she was more thinking about the kick-ass ride.
whatever.
No, don't turn it around.
We're sorry, Shy.
I'm not, because this is
What?
jeez.
This is all him. Just chuck him out.
This is Dickhead Diamantes, everybody.
Hey, all the shit I take from her on a regular basis, she can handle me ripping her choice of cars for, what, 5 people? Well,
You know,
4,
if
and-
you feel like behaving, you can ride in the seat for the next 800 miles instead of in the trunk.
Trunk doesn't sound very comfortable. The trunk might be more spacious than this seat that I've got back here.
With all of our bags, no.
It might be. It
Sure,
might be.
It'll be comfier for Blaze and I.
Wow, I see how it is. You're just gonna abandon me, Headshot? You were just complaining about having your feet up on the cooler. Now you're gonna abandon me? What a
You
pal.
know who else is abandoning things?
What a pal.
Anthem is abandoning pretty much everything they had advertised.
I wash my hands of this conversation. I am, I am so done with that. I'm just, nope.
Yeah. What kind of stuns me is how this pretty much wasn't EA's fault this time.
Like, BioWare was going to live stream all of their announcements, and when it rains, it pours. The day of their live stream, their main fiber line was cut
Oh, what?
right outside their office.
What?
And then-
How? What?
I guess just a backhaul or something. And their secondary connection was, it came up, it gave them internet connection, but it was too shoddy to
Damn.
provide a live stream. And
Well,
That's impressive.
That's not their fault.
it's not. It's just one of those, man, this is just getting worse and worse for you guys.
Yeah, it is an unfortunate coincidence. That's pretty rough.
Because
When you mentioned the Anthem thing, like you were saying Anthem abandoning everything they were going for, I was going to go with players abandoning Anthem. So I'm glad we were sort of on the same page there.
Oof.
well, like by the end of April, the game is supposed to have like a mastery system. They're supposed to add new items. Legendary missions are getting like a phase 2 or crap. 6 events similar to the way that Division and Destiny do things are supposed to hit. You're supposed to have things akin to Destiny and Division's raids.
Oh, but
In
I
May?
thought they weren't allowed to discuss Destiny 2 in-house.
They're not. It's just something akin to it.
Yeah.
This is my assessment.
Yeah.
But it's like,
They're
That
marketing
article was
that way.
hard to read.
Yeah,
to be honest.
It was a long article, and there was a lot of bombshells.
needless
It
to
wasn't-
say, it's not working out like expected. And I
You
don't
don't
know.
say.
It's the understatement of the century.
That is probably the biggest understatement I've ever heard in my entire life. That thing was like, after the demo, it was almost DOA, but. Oof.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, it's like, I kind of anticipated one of two scenarios. It could either be that BioWare is basically committing suicide with this game, or they are desperately struggling and they thoroughly believe in this game, and so does EA for not axing it.
Well,
It's-
best of luck to them if they feel that way, because
I think
Yeah,
I think
as
that
much
might be
as-
sunk cost fallacy.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I feel for the devs, like I honestly can't see BioWare being around too much longer.
Not
think
unless
this
they
is kind of-
change a lot of how things go in house, because the whole idea of BioWare magic, that crunch, that whole crunch culture is not healthy or beneficial in any
Oh
way.
god, the BioWare magic! I read that and cringed.
Yeah,
At no point do you refer to something that is supposed to be like
yeah, it's
specific
all
to
hard work.
combat stress. Well, no, the phrase, I can't remember exactly what they used it, but it's just effectively what they call combat stress. It's a military term, and they're like, applying it to game devs because they're so stressed out because of like deadlines and stuff because it's been mismanaged since day one. I felt
Acute-
like I read that and I'm just so bad.
I think it's medically referred to as acute stress disorder or something like that, and it can actually trigger PTSD if it's not resolved properly,
Yeah.
or it can lead to PTSD.
It was so hard to read because you've got a feel for those devs.
Yeah.
It was horribly mismanaged, and as much as it's cool to blame EA, this time it's not really their fault.
Yeah, like I said, honestly, it was thanks to EA that the game wasn't as bad as it would have been, because like it was EA's one of the CEOs or something. I can't remember what his name is, but he came in to play the build they had at the time, and he said it was crap, and so they put the flying back in, and it was received a lot more positively. Like, they were, oh, this is awesome, this is what I was looking for. It's thanks to EA that we have the flying, like one of the only good things in Anthem.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that game without the flying?
Oh my god.
I know that kind of freedom of movement's going to make the map design harder,
shit.
but it's also really the only thing that's memorable about it right now.
You can imagine how fucking bad that game would be with no flying even.
What was even worse is that most of the company found out exactly what the game was supposed to be by watching E3. They had no idea what it was.
I forgot about that. Holy hell. I mean, I know this is all old news, but it still floors me.
I have never seen such like blatant mismanagement from like so many levels. It's ridiculous how bad that was.
And the desert continues. In the desert, you can't remember your name, 'cause there ain't no... I don't know. I don't know the lyrics to that
Who
song.
sings that song, Blaze? Who sings that song?
I don't know. I just remember that song because it was in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. That's literally all I know about the song.
I was kind of hoping you'd know, because then I was going to say let's keep it that way, but that kind of backfired on me.
I've got the...
so who does sing it?
I don't know. I have no idea. I was hoping you knew, because then I was gonna. It was
gonna be like yeah, I don't want to know.
But on the
I've
topic
actually
of
driven
EA,
through the Southwest before. Like, we were driving through the Southwest to Texas, which is about 700 or 1,000 miles that way. We were driving for my Oma's 75th birthday, and my father wanted to pick up a couple of souvenirs, we'll call them, and can't really fly them home, so we had to drive them home. But driving through the Southwest allowed for a whole lot of nothing in every direction.
there's
got the urge to listen to ZZ Top now, to be honest.
I mean,
Come on, you can't beat a bit of Lagrange, surely.
We don't need to be driving through like big patches of nothing to want to listen to ZZ Top. I mean,
That's true.
It's always a good time for ZZ Top.
ZZ Top and the glorious beard.
That beard is crazy. I don't even. I mean,
It's
he must have been growing that
glorious.
out since he was born. Like, that's came out of the womb like that. It's like it's crowning. Is that a full beard?
Oh
Oh, it's
Jesus!
majestic. Oh,
Oh god, it's Action Hank!
That's a manly baby. It's Action Hank.
Comes out with a beard and a guitar.
Exactly, and the shades. He had the
And the shades.
beanie, the shades, and the beard right out
Oh
of the
my
womb.
I
And
feel
he
sorry
just
for the
immediately
mother.
started
Holy
serenading.
cow. That sounds
champion.
really uncomfortable.
His
Nah,
mother
it
was
just
a champion.
tickles.
It's just tickles. Oh man, she's a champ. She gave birth to a full-on guitar.
Oh Jesus!
Like driving a Volvo down the Grand Canyon, right?
Oh god.
Anyway.
Can you not?
What?
Wow.
What? I'm just talking about driving. We're driving. It's a Volvo. Volvo would have been more spacious.
Can we just kick him out? Just leave him here.
What? I'm just saying.
You can walk the rest of the way.
Get ready
Have fun.
to hitchhike.
Have
Yeah,
fun
there are
walking out
so
of the
many
fucking
different-
desert.
That was the tamest. I could have said something like throwing a hot dog down a hallway.
That was
right.
the same. It would have been the same.
I don't know. Hot dog down a hallway seems much more crude than a Volvo down the Grand Canyon.
They seem exactly the same way to me.
Who throws a hot dog down a hallway?
It's the same.
Nobody. Nobody.
You throw a little hot dog down the hallway when you're playing catch with your dog.
Yeah, that works.
Really?
I don't know. I've never actually fed my dog human food.
I was gonna say, if you're gonna play fetch with your dog, wouldn't you just like throw a ball, like a
Well, it's
like,
like
a
one of
chew
those
toy?
little,
You
rough
throw a hot dog.
toy hot dogs.
You could have like a
okay, I'll give
like
you
a
that.
squeaky hot dog or something.
I'll give you that. Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you a squeaky toy hot dog. There are tons of like human food looking squeaky toys. I'll give you that.
I mean, human food is
Has
probably
mustard on it. Peekaboo
Human-
doesn't eat mustard.
human food is probably okay for dogs, like as an occasional treat. I wouldn't feed them that normally.
Do not give
And
cats-
definitely never give them chocolate or onions.
Yeah.
Definitely not. But don't give cats table scraps. They get, because then that's all they'll ever fucking eat. They'll never go back to cat food. If you give them table scraps, you will never get rid of them at mealtime. It's
Actually, my dog's the same way. My parents give her chicken with her food, and now it's like we have to have white chicken meat in order for her to eat. And it's like, you ruin her. She won't just eat kibble now.
yeah.
Spoiled pupper.
It's hard not to spoil your little babies.
Yeah.
They're your little fur babies.
As soon as you get like puppy eyes or whatever, it's just like, okay, I can't do it anymore. Here you go, have everything you want.
It takes a stern owner to be like, no, your puppy eyes don't work on me today, cute aminal.
I guess I'm that cold, heartless bitch who will
Oh, wow.
never
Ross
give
is like,
in.
I don't care about puppy eyes. Fuck all of you.
No, what Roz is Roz is responsible.
Bah, responsibility's overrated.
She'll be like, I'll be at the counter making something to eat, and she'll walk in and look up at me, and I'll be like, "What? You know, I'm not giving you shit. You better just leave."
Mm-hmm. Although I've had to refuse my cat when she's on like medicine and like, yeah, she needs a very specific kibble because otherwise it'll upset her stomach. And it's like, aw.
Jovi, no. Jovi, no.
I want to give you the food that you want, but I know if I do, you're gonna puke all over the carpet and we're both gonna hate each other.
Well, you can never say no to your little princess.
Only when she's on medicine, and she requires a strict diet. Then
Doctor's
I have to say
orders.
no to my little princess. Otherwise, though, she's got me wrapped around her little paw. She gets whatever she wants.
See, the thing is, if she's on medicine and stuff, you can blame it on the medicine. You don't have to feel bad at that point. It's not you doing it, it's the medicine.
She doesn't understand English. That's right. She doesn't understand that she's on medicine. Yeah.
Well,
She's just like, why aren't you feeding me? Like, cause you're on medicine. Meow.
Meowdison.
It's kind of a one-sided conversation, really.
yeah, I guess
A little
so.
bit.
Does anybody else talk for their animals, by the way? Am I the only freak show that does this?
No, I think it's pretty normal.
I think
Okay.
everybody does, right?
Cool. Well, because, I mean, everybody would, like, talk to my cat, like, oh, hi, Jovi, how are you today? And, of course, she doesn't say anything back. And then one day I was just like, I'm doing fine. If you could give me some food, I'd really like that. And they're like, oh, that's adorable. And then now everybody talks for my cat. It makes it seem like you're having an actual conversation, even though you're just turning into a fucking schizophrenic mess.
Visions of Garfield without Garfield.
Exactly. Oh my god. Garfield without Garfield is the funniest goddamn thing because it makes sense. And it's
Oh, boy.
awful. Like, it actually fits.
I actually like when it's more of just John with Garfield, but all of Garfield's lines are removed.
Mm-hmm. Like, it's like
Because then
Garfield
it's just like a
doesn't
normal
exist. No
owner
Garfield,
talking
no
to a
lines.
cat.
Yep.
It
It
sounds
is.
amazing.
But then
That's-
everyone loves the, like, actually completely remove Garfield from the comic, and then you look at just how depressive a mess that John Arbuckle is.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, without Garfield, John is like I would. You need therapy. You need a doctor. You need to be put on some medicine, dude, because there's something wrong with your life. Your quality of life is not where it needs to be. Without Garfield, whew, that whole story takes a very depressing turn. But with Garfield, you ship Nurgle to Abu Dhabi. Yeah, man.
Garfield is
That's a cute
amazing.
little cat.
I remember there used to be an.
Skinny.
I never knew much about Garfield, but I knew there used to be an animated series. I don't know how long it went on for.
It was a
It
It
couple
went
of
for
seasons.
years. No, it went for years, didn't it?
Oh yeah, it went a long time.
I never saw much of it. Like, I sort of lived in sort of an awkward place in the UK where I didn't end up seeing a lot of those shows, and I never had Cartoon Network or anything growing up.
I always remember the Garfield Quickies, which were essentially just comic strips animated.
Palm Springs, huh?
Isn't this where
Nearly
Go
there, I
Raptor
can get out.
lived?
Wow, we went across the country. Wow, the United States feels a lot smaller than I think it's supposed to be.
Does Egoraptor really live in Palm Springs?
I thought he did.
Aaron does. I thought he lived in. I thought they were all in Los Angeles.
Maybe we could swing by and ask him when he's doing the next sequelitis.
Check.
Nah, he'd probably hate that. He'd probably like throw eggs at us.
You probably
I
roll
also
his
don't-
eyes saying, when you're not looking.
I also don't know exactly whereabouts in this.
Yeah,
area.
that's another good point. It'd be like, how the fuck did you find me?
Are you another stalker? Like I don't. Well, that's
Another?
depends.
You know
I
the
mean,
other one.
I'm assuming he gets a lot of.
Although, speaking of
Weird
sequelitis, he did
encounters.
actually upload some videos to his YouTube channel, some animated stuff. Like,
Yeah,
fairly
is it-
recently. I haven't watched it yet.
Lately, it's been like music videos to his for like Starbomb, right?
I think so, it might have been. I didn't actually look at it very closely.
We would all be flying on a tasteful pink duvet. But mostly Brian.
That went totally over my head.
Yep, me too.
It's a
I'm glad it wasn't
Starbomb
just me. I'm
lyrics.
glad you said that.
I'm
I am
assuming
happy
it's
to
Starbomb
embarrass
lyrics.
myself for you.
Thank you. You
Jeez.
took the bullet.
Way to take one for the team, Blaze.
I would happily take a bullet. Crawling
Oh my gosh.
I will happily take a bullet Tuesday for a hamburger today.
That is a really old school reference. Like that's
I
that's a super old school. Holy shit!
I
Like,
think I actually. Oh wait, I think Jim Sterling actually made a reference to that, like paying for a hamburger Tuesday or paying Tuesday for a hamburger today or something. Except it's the opposite. It was in reference to like game publishers again, expecting you to pay today for a hamburger on Tuesday.
it's
Yeah.
it's an old Popeye reference. Is this guy that really loves hamburgers and yeah. What is his name?
Oh, fuck, I can't remember. It was like Mr. Sunshine or something?
Is it Mr. Sunshine? No.
Shit.
He has like an
Uh,
icon. Like I keep wanting to call him Mr. Hamburger, but that doesn't make any fucking sense.
I mean, that's how most people remember him, though.
How do
I know
none
who
of
you
us
mean,
have a
but I can't-
smartphone out right now in this day and age. How do none of us have a smartphone out that can Google this stuff?
I've just
Mine
got
ran,
no
mine
reception.
ran out of battery about like half an hour ago.
I have an
I
LG
cannot
G5,
imagine.
so I have one of those mobiles that can actually change batteries.
I only remember the other characters, Bluto and Olive.
Yeah, Pluto and
yeah.
Olive, we remember.
They're the
I just
iconics.
cannot remember the dude's name.
Love these hamburgers though.
He sure did.
You mentioned Mr. Like that's how I remember. It was just Mr. Hamburger.
That's
I guess
it's
why you
just
re-
that's
that's the-
literally
that's just-
him.
This is only redeeming quality is he's just always eating a hamburger, and he had that
Yeah, pretty
famous
much.
quote about. Yeah.
He's always eating hamburgers. Popeye's always eating spinach. Bluto's always eating steak.
Yeah. Wasn't Bluto usually smoking too, like a cigar?
Yeah.
Was it a cigar or was it like a pipe or something?
Popeye had a pipe.
Oh yeah, Papa had a pipe.
those old school. What are they actually called?
Cartoons.
No, the pipe. Like the pipe has a name.
I think it's just pipe.
Just pipe, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought there was a more specific name for them.
There might be, but it's literally just pipe.
Oh God.
That is the coast.
City of Angels, here we are.
That's a damn nice view.
You know, I was actually born in this area. I was born in Long
really?
Beach.
Nice.
I
long
wouldn't
as-
say
as-
so. Long
as
Beach,
long as-
DK can attest to this. Long Beach is the left armpit of this nation.
Yeah, Long Beach it's had a bit of a sordid history in California. It's not exactly the greatest spot in the entire world. No, it's not. That's where TwitchCon was a couple of years ago.
Why it was there, we'll never know.
I know. Why the fuck would you choose Long Beach to have TwitchCon? Like, of all the places in California you could go, you choose the Long Beach Convention Center? Really? Like,
That was actually a good rhyme, though. TwitchCon was there some years ago. Why it was, we'll never know.
Hey,
a
poet and didn't know it.
I mean, it was them who said it, not me. I just put it together.
Wouldn't that one be a limerick, if anything?
I think Limerick is there once was something, and then I'm not sure of the exact structure, but I know a Limerick if I hear it.
I thought the
There
structure
once
of it was
was
like
something,
A-B-A-B in terms of sound.
Sure. We'll go. Well, I'll go with that.
Just
Hell
nod and
yeah.
agree.
Without
I think a Limerick is AABBB, maybe.
I only know that haikus are 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables.
Yeah.
Some people can speak in haiku, and that is a skill I don't think I could ever pick up.
Yeah, I've definitely seen people do that, and I'm just like, oh, okay.
And
You
they
have more
disappear,
talent than I
a
do.
ghost amidst the combat, preparing to strike.
Rip.
No love for Zero. I'm sad for
I
him.
don't play Borderlands, I'm sorry. I didn't know it was Zero at first. But
I didn't realize
I
that was
know
a Zero reference.
I didn't either, honestly.
Zero's cool though. I like Zero.
I never
Borderlands
played
3.
Zero.
Woo!
I never
Yeah,
played
Borderlands 3 is coming out. Let's hope Randy Pitchford doesn't fuck this one up.
Well, Borderlands has been fairly safe from any like major fuck ups, honestly. So I'm not worried about Borderlands like at all.
Aren't you enjoying pre-sequel?
Yeah, pre-sequel's a lot more fun than I remember it being.
I wonder if it's because you have people playing with you. Like when I played,
probably.
I was
think
playing alone, and it
Mhm.
was just, oh god, I wish I could be having fun right now.
Yeah, and it isn't. I mean, that's always the case with video games, though. Like a shit game can be good, as long as you have people to actually play it with and suffer with
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, and make fun of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
If it's an
absolutely.
entertaining bad, like Sonic 2006, I can understand the appeal. But then there's the dull bad, where nothing really happens, and it's just, I don't want to play this anymore.
To be fair, I still think pre-sequel is good. It's just it has to live in the shadow of Borderlands 2.
Yeah,
and it's,
for sure.
Like it's not terrible, but if you compare it to everything that Borderlands 2 was, it's like, ugh, what is this? What is this? This isn't the story. This is awful. This is a train wreck. This is bleh. And it's like the combat's fine, the characters are fine, but it's like, but look at Borderlands 2 though. You know?
I was also playing Athena alone, and maybe I'm just not into the Captain America style of like combat. I don't know. Maybe I'd have better luck with either the Baroness or fuck, what was her name? The sheriff.
Nisha.
Nisha.
Mhm.
Jack's
Aurelia,
girlfriend.
the Baroness is actually really fun. So the Baroness, depending on like how you build her, she's either like super hella support or she's just a disgustingly crazy single DPS sniper.
Ooh, she'd probably be all about my game. Maybe I'll give it a try.
Just make sure you get a
So-
cold gun. Once you get a cold gun and you go down, because she has like her 3 trees are like sniper based, cold based, and like just all support. So when I was playing it with like a bunch of people, so I went all support. It's so good. But yeah.
The scene kind of reminds me of Hotline Miami, of all things. You know, after each chapter, you see the scene kind of like driving along the skyline strip.
I've never played Hotline Miami.
I don't.
Oh, that's a
I
mistake.
remember what you're talking about. It's a pretty fun game.
Yeah, that's
With
another
the-
game that's been on my list of like, I should probably play this because everybody's telling me how amazing it is, and I never got around to it.
I
Its
think Hotline
music
Miami 2
is so
is
killer.
probably the good. Yeah, I've heard of the music. It's that sort of synthwave stuff that Shy likes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's got the aesthetic for it as well, the blues, pinks, electronic lighting, all that stuff.
Because
I got
it
into-
takes place in the 80s.
Yeah, I got more into it once because they did a crossover with Payday 2,
Yes, they did.
Oh,
which was
interesting.
really, really cool. Like some of the best missions, honestly, are the hotline stuff.
Agreed.
I had
Hotline
no idea. That's cool.
Devolver?
I think it might have been Devolver Digital, yeah.
Yeah, it might
Yeah, I think so.
Is anybody else
Oh,
super cringed out by their E3 things?
No.
Like with their like faux whatever's, those things cringed me out. Like I get what they're going for, I get it, and their message isn't entirely wrong, but it's just I don't know. That shit just cringed me the fuck out. Like I literally couldn't stand it, and I feel like I'm gonna be in the minority in that one, but
Yes, you probably are.
Nah.
it was cringe.
Anything E3 cringes me out because E3
Yeah.
is dumb.
Granted, E3
I mean,
is
yeah,
by
granted,
far
yeah.
the cringe fest, but I don't know. Like the first one they showed, I was like, oh, like it's just, hey, look at the memes. Oh god, there's more tired memes. Oh boy, we're still are you still going? Okay, yeah, I got the joke. Oh god, they're still okay.
The
All right,
future's
that's
future,
cool.
future,
All
future,
right.
future.
Also, when are people going to realize that, like, yeah, when are people going to realize that, like, people don't speak like that in video games as well? You ever watch, like, the Division trailers and stuff like that?
Oh,
where
yeah.
they're, like,
People keep making fun of it, but
Yeah.
Ubisoft
People
keeps
don't
doing
talk
it because
like that.
E3 is a marketing show. It's for like members of the press and other shit.
How do you do, fellow kids?
it really is that.
Hello, fellow strangers to the video gaming online world. Would you like to join up for a mission? Why, yes, that sounds fun. It's like, oh boy, this is where we're going. This okay, okay.
They got with the Division. They got torn a new one in the first game because everyone was like, "They don't speak like that. Don't do it again." And then Division 2 comes out and they've done it again. You're like, "No, stop it."
Oh, hey,
Not to sound political
remember
or anything, but Pokemon Go to the polls.
Was that no? Was that a thing?
Yes.
I mean, I'm all for. I mean,
I
I know we're not supposed to talk about political, but you know, people have the right to the vote. They should probably use it. Let's just leave it at that.
Well, that's the thing about rights. You have a choice to or not to. But
I mean,
Pokemon
yeah.
go to the polls?
Yeah, that was
jeez.
that was the thing.
Ah, God.
Wow.
The puns.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, is this your place, DK?
No, but we're close enough.
All right.
We're
Well,
close enough. We're in earshot of it.
well, hey, if you got space, I brought a bunch of modded consoles with me, so like we can play games, like we can play like GoldenEye if you feel like playing something older, or I've got my Wii with me. I've got some other stuff.
Only if we get to turn on DK mode.
What the fuck is that? Oh,
The big head mode.
you know what? I'm going
That is
home
actually
alone.
a cheat in
No.
GoldenEye.
Listen,
Yup.
DK is going home alone. I've had enough of all of you for an eternity. All right, I
Wow.
just I've had enough. I've had
Fine.
enough. I am
Shy and I'll drive back alone.
fine.
Wow,
Go
I
ahead.
see how it is. Just
I
kick
am
us out here.
secure. I am secure enough with my relationship to Shy that if she wants to drive off, it's fine. I am secure, and it's great.
I
Shy,
mean, this
thank
is
you
your
for driving
place.
me home. I
Good.
appreciate it. I love you, and fuck the rest of you. I'm going home.
Get your fucking bag.
Love you too,
Ungrateful
DK.
Shit.
So now that he's gone, does anybody want to play Smash Ultimate?